Hey everyone, welcome back to Simply Blessed Crafts. So, we are going to get into some cute crafts here very shortly. I have a What Would You Make collaboration. So, we are going to get into it. I ain't going to waste much time. What would you make? Let's go. Alright guys, so What Would You Make? Hosted by Rustic and Lace DIYs. Hosted by Divine Designs, and our guest host this month is Farmhouse Frugally. Great hosts, you guys. Let's get into it. DIY or project number 1. So, I got these little wooden houses from Target in their Target Bonsai playground. Oh my gosh, like years ago, probably a good year and a half, 2 years ago. I don't even know how long ago. They do have plyboard in the back of them, but these are the wood for the actual house is wood. So, but I am cutting down a dowel rod into little 4 little legs, I guess, and I'm using a metal bottle cap, and I'm gonna just glue these down in this little bottle cap. And we're gonna have this be a little stool. And then I'm gonna grab this little wooden thing that I had in my stash, and then a little wooden round, and I'm gonna glue that right down, and that's gonna be a little table. Now I got these little cups and saucers from Temu. I got it in I recently just did a haul, so that's why I have all this stuff out on my table. This little mug broke, so that's the reason why I'm gonna use it in this this one here, because I can kind of put the broken handle towards the back. So it kind of worked out for my benefit on this this project. So anyway, I glued it down to the little table and everything, and now I'm gonna grab some of my sheet moss that I bought from Walmart, and I'm just going to glue that down to the bottom of my little house here. And we are going to do a little bit of a scenery in this little house. And now I'm going to glue this little table down that I have here down to the little spot there, and then I'm gonna glue this little stool. I did kind of have it come apart on me, so I end up struggling to fix it, but I don't make you watch that because it took me a little bit. But anyway, I do end up grabbing a couple little mushrooms. I do kind of get a frame here, but I'm just cutting. They come with little wires. They're little styrofoam mushrooms. I got these off of Temu as well. And I'm just cutting a little wire off of them because I don't need the whole wire. And I'm just gonna glue those down to the little edges here. And then I have these little, these are from Tim Holtz. And I just grabbed one of these little cardboard cutouts of this little girl here. She kind of is in the shape of where she is sitting, which I thought would be perfect. And I am going to, I have this little, I don't know, it was from a scrap piece of, like, one of my old projects, I think. Probably it was just like a feather or something, probably from a bowa or something, and I just thought it would be really cute if I wrapped it around her neck like she's playing dress up and having her own little tea party. So I just kind of glued her down to that little bench thing, like she was sitting there. And then I have these little tiny books. I got these from Temu as well, and I just glued that right down to her little table. So like she was getting ready to read a book. I just thought it was cute. And that was project number 1. So project number 2. Not sure what happened to my camera on this little spot here. For some reason it's long ways, but I got these frames. They're wooden frames in from my mother-in-law. I just took it out of the plastic. They are all wood. I just grabbed some of my paper ephemera. I have a ton of this stuff, you guys. I've collected it from several different places. Some of this came from Amazon, some of it came from Temu. Some of it I've just had from other places, ripped it out of different things or whatever the case was. I don't know. Like, some of it came from people just giving it to me. I don't know. Like, I've had it for several different places. So, these ones I honestly think I got from Amazon. But I'm just gonna go along and just Mod Podge whatever I see fit, and I'm gonna just kind of play around with it. We're gonna kind of make this look old and vintage kind of in my mind here. I do not show you all of this. I do, like I said, go around and Mod Podge everything, and then I'm going to cut off the excess here. I do grab my little iron here. I do not recommend going over that without any paper. Mine did get a little warm, and I had to stop and go back and put parchment paper over top of that because it was starting to overheat anyway. So I ended up shutting my camera off and I didn't finish recording it, but it doesn't matter. You get the point. Iron, it brings out all the wrinkles, whatever. So I grabbed some of my Tim Holtz oxide stuff. This is in Vintage Photo, and I do use this a lot. On this, I wanted to vintage up a lot of these pictures and stuff. The lettering and stuff I thought was really pretty in the vintage. It looks like it's very old and like it's been weathered. It's like an old letter or something. I just thought it was really, really cool. Like these pictures and stuff, I don't even remember where I got those. I like the really pretty flower though. I thought that was really cool. I'm gonna rip it up and make it look like it's been torn and like it was like some old wallpaper or something. I'm gonna age that up too as well, around the edges especially, because I didn't want that paper to make it look like it was being ripped. So I definitely wanted to make sure that was all antiqued and everything. And I'm basically going to be doing the exact same thing and just Mod Podging this down. A lot of this stuff is a little bit more thicker than that paper that you saw me using at the very beginning of it. That story paper that I was using, that was very, very thin, so it was definitely wrinkling a lot more. This stuff is a little more thicker. This is more like cardstock, so I definitely didn't have as much problems with that as I did, so I didn't have to go over this with the iron. But anything that I had to go over the iron with, I definitely did. This one I absolutely loved the chair. I don't know, the vintage chair just looked so cool. This one I didn't go over as harshly. I did leave this one a little bit more white. I went over the edges a little bit more with it, but I really liked how vintage the dots looked already, so I kind of just left that. But I did cut off the excess, as you see me doing right here on the very top. And then I do find a couple more other pieces that I'm just kind of fiddling around with here. Just kind of figuring out what I'm going to do. This one here, I do not go with the music notes. Come on, Tiffany. I guess I could have cut some of this stuff out, but this one here, I end up ripping it, and then I realized I ripped it too small, but it actually works out better in my favor. So I ripped another piece and kind of tried to piece it together, and then I was just like, okay, well, I guess I'll just kind of piece it together. But it actually worked out better that way, because when I went over it with my oxide afterwards, it shows that crack in the paper to make it really stand out. It was really cool. I actually love that. It turns out great. This one I just go over with Mod-Podged. That one turns out just fine. That one's already actually looks like it's coffee stained and everything, so I didn't really have to go over that one too much. This one I did rip back and stick that down. I wanted that one looked ripped again, like it was placed down there. And then I do go over it with my vintage photo again. I guess I do go over that one a little bit more, but and then now I'm going to take one of my photos. This one I got off of these off of Amazon. So these are actually all this one is from Holtz. It's one of their he does a lot of these vintage photos and stuff like that. They're cutouts and stuff, but he does do the vintage photos as well. And I just thought it was so cute. I'll do show a closer picture of it here after I get it taped in. But it's a picture of her and her little dog. It's so cute. I thought it showed a better picture of that actually, but anyway. And then I go in with this rusty, hinge thing. It's not as rusty, but I do end up making it better. But I go in with these I actually put these little gold dot things to kind of make it look like little nail tops or whatever, to make it look like it's tacked down on here, right where the little spots go, or the little spots, the little nail spots where it would be, just to kind of cover that up. And then I'm going to take my apple barrel paint in chestnut, and I am just going to go all the way through that and just dabbity dab 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 all the way in, to kind of make this look very rusty. It's going to be kind of look like more of a faux rust look. And it looks to me so much better. It kind of had a little bit of faux rust on it, but I actually like this a lot better. So I did a complete coat with this, including the little gold dot things for the nail holds or whatever. And then I make sure that is dry, and then I'm going to cover it with Mod-Podged as well, so make sure that does not scrape up, because this is actually metal and I don't want it to scrape up or peel off in any way. And you'll see more of that in the final review. So I'm going to take this little round thing. I got this from Goodwill. I don't even know how long ago. For 99 cents, it looks like. I've got these papers. This is kind of like I think this is Royal Cycled paper. I ordered this from Sammy over at Unicorn Dust Designs on her website. I've had this in my stash for ages. And I'm basically going to do the exact same thing that I've been doing and mod-podging it down. I do not show you the entire thing because we all kind of know how to do mod-podging. And if you don't, put a very, very, very thin coat on there. And you can use if you have a mini iron, go over it with some parchment paper and mini iron it down, and you will not have any wrinkles. Or you can also use your heat gun, you guys. I'm just going to let you know that too. You can use a heat gun as well. And you will get rid of the wrinkles. And I then am going to piece these together. I was trying to figure out the best way to do this, but literally I just basically just stuck it down and just basically mod-podged as best I possibly could, and then basically just scraped it off with my my sanding block, and then I cut the rest of it off around the edge of it that I didn't need it, like that excess right there. I just basically cut the rest of that off. And that's pretty much the gist of it. I did the same thing to the other side, that very small little piece to the other side. And yeah. So I basically just, yeah. Anyway. I do show you sanding the other side, I guess, but other than that, that's pretty much all I do, you guys. And voila. And now I'm going to take some of my walnut gel stain, and I'm just going to stain the edge here. I do not worry about the bottom. I mean, I don't really... This is for my own benefit. I'm just using these. I need risers, you guys. So it's basically all I'm doing. And then I grabbed 3 of these little... I got these from Hobby Lobby. These little... I don't know, cup things. I don't even know what they're called. I just glued 3 of them down and voila, riser. Final reveal, you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed all these projects. Let me know down below which one's your favorite. I love them all 3, and I honestly don't think I can pick a favorite, to be honest with you. I like them all. I think they all 3 turned out fantastic. And I don't usually say that too much, so I'm gonna go with it. So definitely go check out everybody over at the playlist, you guys. I absolutely love all 3 of these gals. I always love watching Cheryl over at Farmhouse Fuggerly, so I'm glad that she actually got in here for a co-host. So if you're not familiar with her, definitely go check her out. It's definitely a privilege for her to be a co-host, so shout out to her. Give Brenda some love, and give Christine over at Divine Design some love, and I will see you guys all in the next one. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to try my darndest to probably make it for the next collab, but we will see. Maybe I'll throw out my own video. Who knows? I want to do some gnomes, so wish me luck. Anyway, guys, that being said, God bless, and I will see you all in the next one, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful and glorious rest of your weekend and week coming up. Bye, everyone. Ta-ta.